You're gonna be settled in. It's gonna be nice. You're gonna have a nice settlement, just like Mr. Johnny Depp.
Oh, is that where we go first? Johnny Depp?
You feel me?
Bro, this guy. The first good transition
Hey,
we
fuck
heard in a
y'all.
really long time, man. That was really good.
I was trying.
There you go, baby. There you go.
Okay, I'm feeling No, but Johnny Depp, congratulations to Mr. Johnny Depp.
Clap it up for
winning.
Johnny.
Let's go.
Clap it up for that abuser.
He made it through.
Congratulatory bump. Nah, I'm just playing.
He for sure turned up.
Yeah, he was partying before the trial was even over.
That's why he couldn't make it. That's why he couldn't make it.
But yeah, my guy, Johnny Depp, this fool just won his case against Amber Heard for $15 million, man. How do y'all feel about that? Did you guys think that this was gonna happen? If it wasn't gonna happen, did you think it was supposed to be something else?
I thought he for sure would win because she had a counterclaim, right? Which was totally separate. I didn't think she had a chance of winning the counterclaim. He got too many people in that basically said what her counterclaim was because his attorney put out a big statement and went with a big like briefcase or like a binder to the police and whatnot after she accused him, and he basically kind of smeared her. So that was her counterclaim: is your attorney smeared my name, and that's why I didn't get cast in the next whatever
the movies.
Aquaman.
Yeah.
And then they had so many people come in that were like, no effect. That was not the reason at all. So enough people to counter that. Then as far as his claim, the reason I thought he was going to win is because she specifically said physical and sexual abuse. Had she just said, because other people were saying, oh, well, he definitely did. There was psychological abuse, and they thought it was just spousal abuse. I'm like, no, the specific things are sexual and physical abuse. And every story she told was not a very good one. And it just, the story, based on her evidence, and she said she had mountains of evidence. Hell no, there was no mountains. So I didn't think there was a way that, I really thought that he proved, and with all the people he had testify as well, that there was not sexual abuse, there wasn't physical abuse, and if anything, he was the one cowering to her, which brings me back to we learned about his mom, how she was abusive, and now he's with a woman who apparently seems abusive, and he's cowering to her.
And he stated that in court. Right?
Yeah,
like talking about his mom and all that. Yeah.
But that was an emotional play that he did, which was great. Like, he understood tactics more so than she did. Like, she was falling apart when she was answering questions.
Horrible.
You know, like, there was a part where her lawyer was trying to help her out pretty much. And that's when they started realizing, like, oh, she lied about everything that she said, you know, in her deposition. Like, she's on trial lying about it. And her lawyer's asking her questions. She's like, Amber, like, she's like, I'm trying to work it out, you know. And the other lawyer was grilling her, you know, and people were trying to blame
Camille
her.
Vasquez.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Camille's a star now, bro. It's crazy.
Everybody know her name after this shit.
Yeah.
You know?
And that shit's dope. Shout out to her.
Yeah, and also with what's it called? I feel like Amber Heard, I know she didn't have significant amount of evidence and all that. Johnny Depp did have more evidence. She could have still won the case if she wasn't acting. You know what I mean? They're just going up the stairs. If she wasn't acting, you know, like she really lacked that in her entire case. Like, also, Johnny Depp was really good at making himself, like, in certain moments, making himself look bad. You know, it's not, especially like we spoke about this before on the podcast. Like, when you're telling a story, you gotta, if you're gonna tell the truth in the story, you gotta have certain parts that don't make you look as good. Johnny was doing that. Amber, the whole time, she's trying to like dodge the point, or she's trying to get to the technicalities of certain things. Like, oh, the police officer testified that, yeah, she didn't have no visible marks on her face when we got there. But she's like, that's what they saw. You know, she had a bunch.
She didn't have answers to a lot of things.
Exactly. Right. So that didn't make her look too great. And I'm so glad that this is over with. Actually, I'm kind of sad too, because, you know, we had hella content from it coming out of it. It was so entertaining to watch. Now we got to look forward to the Tory and Megan's case.
That's going to be a banger.
Can't wait for that one,
but
man.
It's not going to be televised like this. But, bro, even there were so many people where she would just say, sorry, I sound stupid. But Camille would ask her, like, okay, what about him? Is he lying too? I don't know. He wasn't there. It's not the truth, whatever. Well, why would this guy who owns the trailer park, who's just saying exactly what he saw, how Johnny was at first, how you blew up on him, how Johnny was cowering, how you were definitely the aggressor, why would this guy be lying? Why would the guy from TMZ come down and basically make it clear, yeah, we have the copyrighted video of him slamming the cabinets, and we can only get that from the person who took the video.
Exactly. Did they say it was edited too?
He said, yeah, the one that we got was an edited version. It wasn't the full one you guys saw in court where she laughs and smirks and stuff.
Yeah.
She sent an edited version, and he couldn't specifically say she sent it, but all he could say is, yeah, the only way we have the copyright is from the person that took it, and the one we got was edited. All she has to say to that is, I don't know anything about that. Bro, like, to me, I really thought there was no way that Johnny didn't win it, because just the way the facts and the evidence played out, and what the specific things that she accused him of. And Camille Vasquez made a good point. You can't accept certain things as fact and not others. You can't say, oh, she might have lied about this, but not that. And we've shown her lying about several things. So you either believe everything or believe nothing. You either believe he assaulted her with a bottle in her pussy, kicked her in the back, held her down on the plane, did all this crazy shit, or you believe none of it. Because and all the facts of the shit that she did that's proven and her on tape.
Yeah.
Bro, I think it went exactly how it's supposed to. Is it not a G move that he wasn't there? I know he said he had previously scheduled work, but something about that was so gangster to me.
Because he knew the job was over. He knew he killed it.
He chilling.
Like they already knew they were going to win, you know? Like she went up there and made herself look stupid. Like all the points you just mentioned about, especially the TMZ thing, right? About the copyright. Like that was the main thing that kind of got her like, okay, you can't really lie about that. Especially that's why we're here, you know? So her getting caught on that lie, like you said, everything else, the house of cards just falls. And again, it kind of just goes back to like, I guess like the tactics. Like Johnny had it seemed like a sound game plan, like you said, to kind of humanize him a little bit. You pull out your bad side and the good side. Like
but I feel
his lawyer team was telling more of a story. I mean, even the facts too, like disregarding that, but there's like a kind of art to law as well, right?
Yeah.
Like you're talking legalese, you know, it's a different language. So it's more than just saying, yeah, he's wrong, but I have to prove to you. And there's different ways and tactics I can play on your psychology, like the study of it, you know, especially when you're talking to a jury. So I think that was a play on it too. So cool.
And her lawyers did not prep her that well.
At all. How do you prep someone for that though? Because Johnny, if you're telling the truth, everything made sense. Even when he was cross-examined, he's just answering pretty calmly. Like it's a different story when you can be honest. Yeah, I did coke. Yeah, I had a pint-sized glass of wine. If that's what you want to call it, fuck it. Like everything was pretty laid out. I don't think it's a tactic. It's just he can be up there and be totally honest and calm and give his answers. She's going to have to be combative or just seem like just basically admit to lying. And she's not going to do that. So you can only prepare someone so much when the facts aren't going to add up. You have a story of this. You have a story of that. You say there was a bruise here. We have a picture of this the next day. Like, what can you prepare to say, really?
Yeah. But they didn't even check her in the sense of like, yo, you're doing too much.
Oh,
in front of everybody, you're, there's no like stillness in you. Like how Johnny be meditating 100%. Like that's what it looks like.
Every answer, she over here like, Camille asked her a question. She's like, well, yeah, so see, what happened was, and she's looking right at the jury. It's awkward. And you know what they said? People in the courtroom said the jury, when she would be doing that, they wouldn't make eye contact with her. Like, they would just, like, look away.
They know it's bullshit.
I wouldn't either.
But then they say when Johnny was talking, when he talked about, I guess he was up there one of the times when he was saying, like, this isn't about the money. I got my day in court, so no matter what, like, this is what I wanted, my day in court, to be able to have the facts, you know, put forward. It's not about the money. It's about what this did and, like, you know, how having my name dragged like that, whatever. You know, he gave his explanation. These motherfuckers are over here.
Yeah.
Just nodding their heads.
Just looking into his eyes.
Yeah, like,
did you guys hear a response?
I heard about it.
I'll read it right now. Okay. Amber Heard posted on Instagram with the heart emoji, double hearts. She wrote, damn, you see already stuttering. The disappointment I feel today is beyond words. I'm heartbroken.
Bitch!
That the mountain of evidence still was not enough to stand up to the disproportionate power.
Bitch, that was a mound.
Influence.
That was a fucking softball pitcher's mound of evidence. And y'all ain't no baseball player. The softball mound is flat.
Yeah.
There's no mound on a softball field.
Power, influence, and sway of my ex-husband. I'm even more disappointed with what the verdict means for other women. What do you think the other women have been saying?
Fuck Amber Heard. I'm pretty sure they don't agree with
Amber
it.
Heard is the bitch that fucks it up for other women that actually faced abuse.
Oh, if you think that's it. She says, it is a setback. It sets back the clock to a time when a woman who spoke up and spoke out publicly shamed and humiliated. It sets back the idea that violence against women is to be taken seriously. The fuck you talking about?
No, she's just narcissistic. That's wild. How is that your response to this whole entire case? And even before the case, people were talking about this whole believe in women movement, which doesn't really make sense to me. Because why would you just blanket statement say believe in women? Like when I was growing up, when I was a young,
well, you should believe in women. It's believe women.
All women.
Yeah, I mean,
believe all women.
When I was a youngin, it was don't trust nobody. I don't even trust my own reflection. So it's like, why would I just believe in all women? And then it's like, how are we sitting here defend? Like, you can't really defend her. Like, she made herself look like a fool, honestly.
Yeah.
I think this case was actually a showing of how it should be. As far, my fault. They talk about like the believe women stuff, and it's like, nah, bro, you need to be believing facts. You don't just believe someone based on their gender and what they're spewing. Right. And you see on this trial, where do you hear all the believe women and Amber Heard is a victim type stuff, even from whatever feminist movement you want to point out? They're not saying that shit because the facts are being laid in front of them. You'd sound crazy to just be out there saying that when the person seems like they're lying. The facts make it seem like they're lying. It's about the facts, not about the gender of the person that's giving them. That's a TikTok.
Exactly. That's a TikTok, 100%. She's not dead. She says, I believe Johnny's attorney succeeded in getting the jury to overlook the key issue of freedom in speech and ignore evidence that was so conclusive we won in the UK. No, bitch. The Johnny's attorneys didn't do that. You did that to yourself.
Yeah.
You didn't come with shit, and then you just kept looking back at the jury like for help, like you're like writing a fucking SOS to them by just staring at them. They're not gonna give that to you. We're not done. Last thing that she said, I'm sad I lost this case, but I'm sadder still that I seem to have lost a right I thought I had as an American to speak freely and openly, which you did. You spoke freely and openly.
Yeah.
But Johnny got the recordings.
And let's talk about that. She says, I lost the right to speak freely and openly. My friend, what was your counterclaim? Your counterclaim was that someone else spoke freely and openly about you, and then you felt that then hindered you. So you basically filed the same suit back to Johnny that he filed on you, even though the suit you filed was about his attorney going in and posting stuff. Right. So the same thing you just said applies to what your counterclaim was. So why did you file the counterclaim?
Yeah, and then she said it because he has more power and influence of a voice. So that's why I did what I did.
She had the power and influence when she came out and talked about it. This was like in the midst of the Me Too movement.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's like you're talking about this now because you're getting publicly humiliated and shamed, which Johnny said, if this type of shit happens, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. And then the court antics, and then like her coordinating that photo when she had like the tissue in her eye, terrible. And she paused for the photo. Like that's wild. You can't be doing that type of shit.
Bro, the TMZ reporter was probably one of the best things I saw that entire case, because especially when he was her lawyers are idiots, bro. Can I get it one more time?
Oh, so you blame the lawyers? Because I can't blame the lawyers for this. So I was saying, so you blame the lawyers, because I was saying I can't blame the lawyers for this. I don't think this is the lawyers' fault.
I just feel like the lawyers are just getting grilled left and right, even by the what are they called, expert witnesses and all that shit. On her side, remember when the fucking guy that looked like he just snorted yay?
Yeah.
Yo, that dude, like the way that they were going about it, like the lawyer just kept letting him talk. Like he would ask him a question, this guy would just babble. That motherfucker should have had a podcast.
That was Johnny's lawyer. That's why he was arguing with him.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh,
you don't argue with your own witness,
Bruh.
I'll say Amber's lawyers kind of dropped the ball, especially when interviewing Johnny, asking dumbass questions.
Yeah,
like that.
The mega pint.
Yeah, mega. So what is a mega pint?
The makeup thing. They had the makeup slip up where the makeup wasn't even around at that time, and she was on that bitch. This is the makeup she carried with her night and day. It wasn't even around then.
Yeah. So I mean, but then again, I'm thinking about how can I, as a lawyer, address a case as best as I possibly can with all my professional aptitude and knowledge if you're lying to me from the start, So now like you're gonna have me up here looking dumb as fuck trying to protect you and say something that didn't happen, or say something that like some type of fabrication that you created in your head and your narcissistic mind. Like that doesn't help anybody else. So I can't really blame the lawyers for losing the case. Like I really say it's her fault.
Yeah. The whole thing, it's just hard to win a case if the facts don't line up, and the evidence really just did all point to Johnny. So shit.
Congrats,
shout out to Johnny, man. He
got
bro, even if he had lost the case though, he got his shit back, bro. And now he's gonna get so many calls from Hollywood.
I can't wait for
they're gonna
his
set up
next
so
movie,
many projects. Because think about it, bro. Like they have clear viewing. Oh wow, this guy can draw a lot of people Bro, they were lining up. People were flying in, getting an Airbnb just to stay outside the courthouse
see
and
him,
go crazy. To the point where Camille Vasquez is a star. You should see every time she walks out the courtroom, she's smiling now. They all, Camille, we love you.
Yeah.
You're the man. She like people look. She's a celebrity now.
Tori, you knocking Camille?
I haven't really paid.
Tori's for sure.
You've been well knocking Camille.
But nah, bro,
But she gonna
I was,
intimidate you. She gonna be speaking with the lawyer words and shit. You
That's
won't even be
nice.
able to get a word out.
I'm a Sapio. I'm a Sapio. That'd be cool. But nah, I saw on Weeble, it was like Johnny Depp's gonna be might be starring in Beetlejuice 2. I was like, hey.